Ms. Andrea is an experienced primary English teacher. She holds TESOL and TEFL certificate delivered by World TESOL Academy. She has been working as an English teacher for DGCYE since 2012. She loves teaching, designing her own lessons, following CIIE, PBL, task-based, and communicative approaches. She is also creator and administrator of Sharing Materials and Sharing Material English Lessons, organized educational business, culture, and social recreational events. She offers training service to companies and educational institutions in English and Spanish. She works nationally and internationally as freelancer teacher, and she is in charge of Anglia Examination Center. Hello, Ms. Andrea.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Micaela has been teaching English to multiple levels in various areas since 2010. She received her degree as a teacher of English for primary school from Juan Teacher Training Institute in 2014. Today, her work consists mainly of teaching English at primary schools and taking professional development courses. In your session today, you are going to focus on the main goal of demonstrating project that makes primary school students aware of how they feel, help them reduce anxiety, and learn how to deal with their emotions. And the lesson consists of 8 lessons of about 45 minutes each. The consists of annual reading marathon.
The materials were created by the teachers. Some were videos taken from the internet, and printable and interactive activities as well. Some created by us and some not. Well, at the final stage, students will be able to create their own written production to be shared within the school community. Well, now it's Mika's turn to continue.
Sure. Well, hello everyone. So very nice to meet you. It's an honor, truly. We are very proud to share with you this project. We designed it during the pandemic. We thought that working with our children's emotions was essential, yes? Okay, we are also expecting to use technological resources to play games and also to recycle lexical exponents learned in class. They also, students are expected to create a written text, to recognize their emotions in order to help them cope with them in the best way possible. And they are also expected to enjoy a reading experience with the teacher. That is always a bonus. We're going to read a story. We're going to use YouTube videos, our materials, and we are also working with the main contents that they are simple present and imperatives, adjectives of emotions, and vocabulary about animals. Some possible problems that might appear working with these subjects is that children may feel a bit emotional, yes, they may feel upset and while sharing their emotions, and teachers, we should be able to help them, yes, to give them some strategies to deal with these situations. For example, breathing techniques and mindfulness techniques, such as imagining a square, and in each side of a square, they should inhale in one side, exhale in the other side, and complete the square breathing, yes, and that will help them to relax.
Okay, thank you, Mika. The project is called How to Be a Superhero, called Self-Control. Well, at first, as the lesson objectives of this first lesson is first to remember what they have already read, yes, the story on the previous lessons. And also to help them to put the story in order, yes, and to revise vocabulary about animals, feelings, and commands that were present in the previous lessons as well. Well, so as to start, post-event info that contains the different links to the materials that we are going to present, to the project, and to a very interesting activity that I learned from Gustavo Gonzalez, a speaker, a well-known speaker here in our country. Well, and all the links to follow us, to contact us. The wolf who learned self-control. There was once a wolf who lived in a beautiful forest. His name was Wolf. He was a nice enough wolf, but he had a problem: no self-control. His moods changed constantly from happy to angry, to sad and back again. When he was happy, he whistled and told jokes. He was full of fun.
Joshua, let's go catch some butterflies. Hey, Louis, how about the cream puff?
But when Wolf was upset, he would scold and explode, and his friends would run away.
You must learn some self-control, said Mr. O. Your mood swings are making us dizzy. But why? Asked Wolf. Because you're too excitable. We'll help you to stay calm. Your training begins tomorrow at my house, said Joshua.
Wolf arrived right on time.
Yoga is very soothing, Joshua explained. First, take a deep breath. Let the calm flow in and your wild emotions flow out.
Next, Joshua showed Wolf some yoga positions. Wolf tried to follow along.
Wow, this is hard, but funny though. Follow me, Alfred cried, disappearing up a giant tree.
Breathing hard, Wolf reached the top.
He looked down. Oh no, I'm going to fall, he cried.
His friend encouraged Wolf to climb down. Wolf took a deep breath and climbed down the tree.
Congratulations, Wolf. You overcame your fear, said Alfred.
After doing some exercise, he felt hungry, so he went to get something to eat. When he walked into the kitchen, he found his friends laughing. He felt jealous.
Hello, Wolf, said Louis. We are going to bake cookies. A good baker must be patient and follow the recipe carefully. What's wrong? Asked his friend. But Wolf had already stormed off, grumbling.
After a while, he realized his emotions were all mixed up. He felt sad and started crying. Crying harder now, Wolf told Miss Chetty what had happened. She had him and said,
Don't worry. What is done is done. Go find them and apologize. You will feel better.
He realized that being calm was better for him and invited his friends to celebrate. Wolf's friends had just entered his cabin when it began to rain. This time, instead of getting upset, he said,
No problem. Just open your umbrella.
The room was instantly transformed into a giant rainbow. Wolf and his friends celebrated because he had finally learned self-control. I'd like to thank, before we continue, to our teacher, Guillermina Koreck, and also Betty, our colleague.
Okay, I will go on with the following follow-up activity. After watching and listening to the story, we are going to do a very popular activity for comprehension we're going to match the pictures of the wolf and the feelings they represent. You can adapt this activity with a different vocabulary you want to teach. Now it's your turn to unmute your mic.
We are so nervous today. Okay, well, as Mika told you, this activity or all the lesson plan could be adapted according to the age of your students, of course, and to the level as well. Well, as we told you here, there is an interactive activity in which this is a kind of extra activity or for fast finishers students. So in this case, they have to drag the correct, in the interactive one, you have to drag the correct picture into the correct box so as to match the vocabulary.
Well, for the next lesson, the objective of this lesson is to introduce different situations to calm down students and help them build self-control, to use different reading strategies to complete a text, and to create a fun club to revise vocabulary about emotions. First, we are going to, the teacher will ask students some questions that she will write on, and she will write the answers on the board. For example, do you shout, cry, or hit someone when you're angry? What do you do to relax yourself when you're angry or frustrated? And after that, the teacher invites students to watch a video to introduce the reading and listening in exercise 3, a video called The Social Story about Self-Control.
Well, as a core task, the first idea is to make them practice listening comprehension, and the teacher asks student to complete the next activity. Yes. Well, so instead of rewatch the video, we record the audio, and they have to listen to this audio, which is the story, the same story from the video, and they have to complete this text. Well, all that is included here, except from the bibliography, of course, which is not ours, like this video, for instance, the activities were adapted by us to fulfill our project. Yeah, so we transcript the video, the original video from YouTube. We put it into MP3 format. We included here. So it was a hard work for us. Well, after completing this activity, Mika, you are mute.
No, I'm here. Well, students now are going to imagine, they are going to share different situations where they can calm down by distracting their brain, or calm down by using their imagination. Yes, for example, walking on the beach, reading a book, or imagining they are sitting on a cloud. Yes, by making a list to keep at hand for the moments when they are not feeling well, when they are feeling stressed. As a next activity and also a sort of experiment, they are going to make a fun flap. I don't know if you are familiar with these objects. They are origami paper objects. Yes, they are very popular here. We are going to, our experiment, yes, is do handcraft help us? Does handcraft help us Yes, very good. Soothing, yes. Here, our handcraft express soothing. They will have to make one. The teacher will give them the instructions and just a second. And they will have to paint. Yes, they will have to color each side for a different emotion. We discuss feelings and colors. Yes, for example, blue for sadness, red for anger, yellow for happiness. And as a way to work orally, yes, they will ask each other how they are feeling and they will choose a color. Yes, how are you feeling? I chose yellow, I'm feeling happy. Yes, and by the end of this activity, we will discuss if they felt better after making the handcraft or not. Yes, and we can also think of different art projects they have done previously and give them a different way to help them relax themselves by doing handcrafts. Unmute, Andre.
Well, for this, you can share this project with different teachers, with different subjects as well. In our case, the idea was to share this project with the teacher of arts, and we can also share this with the teacher of language teaching practices. Sorry, because they can they can read. They read the story with the teacher. They write the story. They did that part of learning with the other teachers. Well, in this case, this is also an extra activity that we included, and they laughed a lot because it's a kind of experiment. When someone in your house is angry, you take an ice and you tell him or her, well, keep this ice till you feel relaxed. Of course, we don't think this could be possible, because if someone is angry, he may throw you the ice. But well, this was an extra activity that we included. Sorry. Each activity has different levels of activities. Yes, according to students' needs. If we have a student with a neurodiversity within the class, his teacher or her teacher will normally tells us, and well, we should adapt our lesson plan for that specific student. And you also have the link to the activities for fast finisher students, those students who may go to English lesson outside school or may like it more. Me, your turn.
Sure. Well, we reached lesson 8. Here, the lesson objective is to use the fun flap again to the student created for speaking purposes to revise vocabulary and to scaffold students to their final task. Here, the preparation task is to use the fun flap, as I mentioned, and to revise adjectives of emotions. And the teacher will ask, how are you feeling today? How do they feel after doing the fun flap? Yes. And as a core task, they will have to complete texts, yes, about superheroes and the wolf. After this, they will have to design a superhero called Self-Control, design a costume, then draw and color. As a final task, they will use the text in activity number 2 as a model and write about the superhero they previously designed. Andrea, unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, Mika. So as to conclude our project, as Mika told you, the idea is to our students to write this activity, yes, this task, this text, and they can include the information they like to. And if you have time, of course, it would be nice also if you can represent the story. We are going to share with you later the implementation of this same project, adapted, of course. It was not the same because it was about jobs, but for a secondary school where the students represent everything there. So, well, you can adapt it as you like. And as a follow-up activity, now this was what I told you about Gustavo, our influencer, our teacher's influencer. This is a breathing mystery for them to have some surprise, yes, so as to finish our project. You can all, as teachers now, follow the dots, and when you are going to see that the dots moves crazily, yes, back and forth, but as you take slow breath in and out, and after a certain time, the dots will follow your breathing. They will move one way when you breathe in slowly, and move the other way when you breathe out slowly. Are you ready to experiment this?
Yes,
teachers?
Sure.
Okay, well.
Okay.
You have to look at the dots and try to breathe in, breathe out, and see what happens.
Oh my God. That's right.
That's right. Mika, if you would like to.
Yes, well, this is what we have already seen, and an adapted version from the original book, The Wolf Who Learned Self-Control by Orion Lehrman, and it was designed for pedagogical purpose as a part of the project Jobs, Equality, Non-Discrimination, and Self-Esteem, created by Bove Bettina, myself, and Pollera Andrea, and Ma.Guillermina Koreck. She guided us through this project.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the end of our presentation. And well, time for questions. I believe that we have 5 minutes more or less. I don't know, May, if you agree. So well, you can, if we are a few, you can open your mics and ask whatever you want.
Yes, sure. It's the time for questions now. Thank you for your session. Very wonderful, informative. So we are waiting for questions now.
Do you think this lesson plan is possible in your classrooms? Is there anything you would like to add?
No, it's not impossible. We can. And I think we can modify according to each age, level, and so on.
Great. That's the idea.
Yes. Thank you. It's time for questions now. Yes. Time for questions.
Well, in case you have any doubts, you can reach us through our emails. Sure. Yes, they will be in the handouts.
Okay, wonderful.